everyone, welcome back to my channel and to another very nice day here in Kraków. I'm glad it's not raining so we can record this video outside, and I just have one thing for you today. It's an article, it's an interview with former Polish ambassador who was stationed in Moscow. I don't know how long he was there, but I just came across this article and I decided to share this with you because it's important how people make their opinion when they hear opinion of someone like he is, that worked in that embassy for some time. And I cannot say a lot on this channel because you know how it is. It's not a good moment, let's just put this way, to share fully my opinions. But before I will read you the words of this gentleman, I will show you I'm here again in this square. Where is the theater? It's a few videos ago we were here, guys. Okay, let me read you what he has said. It's a long article, so bear with me. After I read this, I will try to say my opinion in a way that will be okay for me to say it, although I know many of you already know my opinion. And then we will take a little walk so I can show you another place that I really enjoy for breakfasts. So let's start with this article. You will find it again in the pinned comment section and in the description box below this video. The expert talks about ordinary Russians, and the title of it is "They are starting to behave in a scary way." The former Polish ambassador in Moscow told Wirtualna Polska, that's the name of the portal, about what ordinary Russians are like today. It turns out that we don't really know much about this nation yet. Włodzimierz Marciniak, that's his name, also talked about his vision of the future of Russia. The mood in this country is very worrying. Russia has always based its policy on fear and threats. Many of us think that this country is distant and hostile. The success of Russian propaganda was to create in others the conviction that it should be feared. The situation changed in February 2022. After the invasion of Ukraine began, weakness, gigantic corruption in the power structures, and above all, lies about their own military power came to light. Today, hardly anyone sees power in Russia, but it still inspires fear. Although we know quite a lot about this country, how well do we know the Russians themselves? The article goes on. Włodzimierz Marciniak, who is a former ambassador of the Republic of Poland in Moscow and a Sovietologist, talks about, one moment, what the Russian nation is really like. As he says, here is the quote, "In every stereotype we will find a piece of truth." He knows Russian society in and out. Programmed submissions to accept terror. That's what he says. Moment, this helps. Programmed submission to accept terror. Russians are uneducated, backward, cruel nation. Sorry, it's a little pause here from me because later on he says something that contradicts actually what he just said. So I repeat this again. Russians are uneducated, backward, cruel nation. We can meet with such an opinions about our neighbors often. The negative mood is fueled by the fact that Russia has been conducting a brutal invasion of Ukraine for several months. His words now, are this: it is a country of highly educated people who look at social issues mainly from a technical nature. Okay, sorry, my mistake. So actually this was from the journalist. The journalist said that was the opinion that was circulating, that Russians are uneducated, backward, cruel nation. But his words, I just want to correct my mistake. His words are, it is a country of highly educated people who look at the social issues mainly from a technical nature. His words again: the phenomenon of the Soviet system was that a huge part of the society received education in conditions of lack of freedom of speech. And more words from him. In Russia, man is a wolf to man. You know, in Polish we say człowiek człowiekowi wilkiem, which is in translation, man is a wolf to man. I'm not commenting, guys, I'm just reading this. Russia is a country of over 143 million citizens. Its area could accommodate almost 2 Europes, and the whole country stretches over 9 time zones. I thought it's 12, but I might be wrong. Okay, 9 time zones. He points out that there is no way to define Russian as united. The same applies to support for the Kremlin's actions. A little bit more. Okay, here. The degree of polarization in terms of wealth is huge. Various psychological studies show that support for the war was clearly related to material status. Well-to-do people were willing to accept government policies, he adds. Russia is extremely atomized society. Man is a wolf to man. At the same time, he points out that it cannot be said that the invasion of Ukraine is only Putin's war. According to Marciniak, nothing happens without permission. More quote from him. Wondering if this is Putin's or the Russians' war, it makes a bit of no sense. Society is ruled by a dictator, but there is some synergy between the parties and something like shaky harmony. Shaky harmony. The society is collective narcissists. They are delighted with themselves. Others are good when they admire them. Poles are not a mirror for Russian. The Russian sees his flaws in Poles. The Russians have always known that Poland is something different, that we are different. The last question is, what is the future of Russia? And he says, I have a feeling that something will emerge from this war that has not happened yet, which will not be a repetition of the totalitarian USSR, and I do not exclude that something even worse. In successive installments of the Russian imperial being, each subsequent one is worse than the previous one. In successive installments of the Russian imperial being, each subsequent one is worse than the previous one. The one that is emerging, the new one, could be even worse. In the past, now this is about how people he used to work with, I assume, have changed. In the past, people who seemed decent, including these I knew personally, started behaving in a frightening way. My friends used to speak human language and were considered liberals. Today, they say terrible things. Okay, guys, so this is mainly the article that I gave you. You can read the whole thing yourself. And now I will be talking a little bit of my personal opinion, if I can. Try to go around. And I will walk with you to a place that maybe I can recommend you if you ever come here. Okay. What I say is this. I one more time say that if you go to a country yourself and you meet people yourself and you interact with those people, you will make your own opinion. The problem is a lot of people don't do it, and they make their judgments just from hearing other people's opinions, who, let's say, maybe they value because they think someone was in this position for whatever period of time, and they might be right, or they are absolutely right. And here is the problem, because not only what kind of people are working in the diplomatic positions, that's first, and second is to even saying things like this, it's like gaslighting the entire country and presenting the citizens of that country in such a light as if they are not human beings, or I don't know. It's hard for me to tell you exactly now what I want to say, because as you know, the shenanigans, one of my main reasons why I was in Russia twice was to see it with my own eyes and to meet the people, to talk to them, to break bread with them. And if he says that we are very different, well, let me just say, from my personal experience, I disagree. I think I can say that. I have to come back here, by the way, to get some little notebooks for my news for you. And before we go further, I just want to show you guys. Okay, so let me show you here. We are on the main street. It's called Florianska. You see this place right there? It's the entrance through the gate. That gate is... we will go there one day. That gate is the gate that goes through that Barbakan. It's a beautiful place. I think I'm going in the right direction. Yeah, I'm taking those side streets because I can express certain things as well. So, yeah, I disagree because I know that not everyone agrees with the government there, that I know. But at the same time, how you can say, it's just mind-blowing to me to say that a man is a wolf to a man. Aren't we having this in Poland now? A man is a wolf to a man? Isn't it like this in United States? A man is a wolf to a man? It's not about the nationality at all. It's about the type of the human you are. Let me see this way. Okay. So, yeah. That's all I have for you guys today. I have this article that uses very strong opinions, and it's very sad to read words like this, knowing what I know, what I remember, how I was received by people when I was there, what they have shown me, how they expressed their appreciation and kindness. So then you're wondering, the diplomats, how you can have any diplomacy between the countries. Will this ever be a diplomacy? I don't know. But anyway, I just want to show you guys. Here is a place. I have not been inside this church yet. Let me step away so you can see a little better. It's this church. And right here, it's a great place if you ever come to Krakow. So right next to this church, you see right behind there, I actually go there, you have 3 cafes. One is called Camelot, and the other one, I don't remember the names. There is a very good Italian restaurant here. So let me step away and you will see. So if you ever in Krakow, come here and check it out. Great place. Good food, and has a very cool vibe. And I will leave you with this. Make sure to join me on Locals and follow me on Instagram. And check out my books for children and my novel. And what else? You have all the links down below this video. And I will be seeing you tomorrow. This is the name, Camelot. I will be seeing you tomorrow because I might have a live with Mike I. Earl Grey, and looking forward to connect with Mike again and have our kind of monthly chats. So if you're interested in it, stay tuned. I will be probably putting the link in the community page so you can just click on it. And that's it, guys. Lots of love, and leave the comments, of course, your thoughts on what I was just reading. I appreciate. See you tomorrow. Bye, guys.